Ukraine lay in wait, timing their strike with precision. At 5 o'clock a.m., the convoy's last moments shattered as they detonated the bridge, obliterating it in under 9 seconds. A formidable display of Russian might loomed over the Nipro Bridge. A 5-mile-long convoy, over 300 vehicles, shuttling ammunition sufficient for 10,000 soldiers, pressed forward. A moving fortress. It rumbled ahead under the watchful eyes of a $15 million Pantsir S-1 and a Nebo M radar worth $20 million to Moscow. This iron colossus served as a bargaining chip, a weighty leverage, yet hidden in the shadows beneath the bridge deck lay a secret few cameras could see. 12 Kajak Reboth FPV drones, valued at roughly $600 each, were locked in position, silent, motionless, and without signal. Dormant tools attached to steel girders, waiting like a strike cell. Their mission awaited a single millisecond encrypted pulse to ignite their purpose. That pulse would awaken them from inert slumber into lethal autonomous units. Above, the convoy moved steadily, crews relaxed, reporting systems functioning normally. They remained unaware. In modern warfare, the deadliest threats aren't always audible. It's the danger inching beneath your feet that spells chaos. Armed and primed, they awaited the moment when the ambush, unperceived until now, surged into action. The first sign of danger didn't descend from the sky. Instead, it emerged from the earth like static before a tempest. A Russian reconnaissance team at the tree line near the Nipro Bridge. They detected an anomaly on their scanner. A faint energy spike beneath the bridge deck not matching any known signature. No drone buzz, no engine warmth, just an unusual cold pulse that seemed out of place. Perplexed and slightly bored, one soldier raised his AK-74M, worth $1,000. He fired a test burst into the steel truss. Bullets struck the girder, sending bright shards scattering across the river. No detonation followed, no drones were unleashed from the shadows, nothing at all. The team eased back, convinced it was merely another ghost reading from the rebar. The bridge, however, had other plans. Suddenly, 2 Ukrainian decoy drones erupted from the water, slicing through the mist like metallic predators. The unexpected ascent sent Russian scouts reeling, barking orders into their radios. One soldier instinctively fired. The muzzle flash lit his face as the decoys frolicked low along the riverbank, vanishing into the reeds before the team could regroup. A third player entered the fray. A modified Mavic 3, worth $12,000, swooped in from the east. Its infrared camera shone like a predator's eye, inching dangerously low, capturing every gesture, shouted order, and panicked glance. The Russians retaliated, firing a PKM machine gun costing $3,500. Its roaring tracers slashed through the fog. The drone maneuvered deftly, darting between fires. It disappeared into the canopy once more. With crucial footage secured, the encounter ended as quickly as it began. They shrugged it off, dismissing it as trivial. They believed it was merely cheap Ukrainian harassment tactics. Bothersome yet harmless. Impotent against a 5-mile convoy shielded by millions in air defense. But miles away, in a dim Ukrainian command vehicle, the reaction was starkly different. The AI monitoring the scouts flagged every moment of the skirmish as a green-lit chance. No armored reinforcements mobilized. No air defenses locked on. No counter-drone nets activated. The bridge remained eerily silent. Predictable, the Russians had unwittingly revealed their vulnerabilities. The Ukrainian AI registered the moment as confirmation. The gate lay wide open, the sentries were complacent, and the perfect window had presented itself. The silence masked a far more perilous kind of intelligence gathering. From 10 miles upstream, Ukraine unleashed a stealthy 3-2 recon drone, valued at $28,000. Black-hued and radar-absorbent, it skimmed inches above the Dnipro River. Its mission wasn't to attack. It was to listen, gliding towards the bridge. Vibration sensors activated, meticulously mapping the tremors coursing through the steel structure. Each axle, every overloaded suspension, every ammunition truck rolling above sent a distinct signature into the steel. To the drone, the entire convoy became an animated heartbeat. The Russians detected the anomaly almost instantly. A Spetsnaz fire team concealed among the pines. They received a coded alert and swiftly positioned themselves. Their commander elevated a VSS Ventores, worth $4,000, a suppressed rifle engineered for silent, surgical kills. He unleashed a tight 3-round burst. The round struck the water mere inches behind the drone, but the silent 3-2 was already reacting. Tilting its carbon wings and diving under the bridge's support beam, the shots echoed futilely across the river. Yet Ukraine had meticulously prepared for this very pursuit. As the Orlan surged forward, the silent 3-2 deployed a radiant optical lure, a small prism device. It scattered light patterns across the water like fragmented glass. The Orlan's camera interpreted the reflections as multiple heat signatures, then as multiple drones, finally forming a looping spiral of false targets that its autopilot struggled to correct. It overcorrected, losing the trail entirely, drifting off course as its operator shouted commands over lagging radio links. The silent 3-2 continued its run unharmed, slipping back into the shadow beneath the bridge. Its onboard AI had already gathered all it sought: the resonance frequency of the central span, the specific stress points of the concrete columns, the weight distribution of the convoy. Most critically, the precise cluster where the Russian ammunition trucks were crammed too closely together, miles away from the Ukrainian command vehicle. Data flowed across the screens like a heartbeat settling into sync. The map illuminated with green indicators. Every calculation converged to a singular outcome. The bridge was vulnerable, the timing was impeccable, and the door to the kill zone was now unmistakably ajar. The revelation didn't arrive like a scream. It emerged like a soft click. A quiet system powering up inside a Russian command truck halfway across the Dnipro Bridge. As the convoy rumbled onto the steel expanse, one officer ordered a precautionary sweep. He activated the RB-341 volts Lear-3 electronic warfare system, valued at $15 million, gearing up to drown any suspicious signal beneath an avalanche of Russian jamming. For 3 seconds, the jammer hummed. Normally, it rotated its antenna toward the river below. In the 4th second, everything unraveled. From beneath the bridge, 2 Ukrainian drones surged upwards with the precision of scalpels. They were not there to kill. They were there to slice. Moving like blades gliding across glass, they charged toward the Lear-3 and deployed their EMP capsules, each costing $8,000. A surge of blue-white energy enveloped the antenna array. Screens inside the electronic warfare vehicle flickered once, twice, then plunged into complete darkness, enveloping the truck in electronic oblivion. Russian guards reacted on instinct. The escort team unleashed disciplined suppressive fire from an AGS-17 automatic grenade launcher, valued at $5,000. Exploding bursts over the water. Explosions rippled across the river's surface, sending geysers of spray skyward. But the drones had already vanished, slipping back into the darkness beneath the bridge like ghosts that could not be captured. Inside the Russian column, commanders yelled conflicting orders. Some demanded radar sweeps. Others called for drones to be launched. A few believed the Lear-3 was simply malfunctioning, but the truth settled over them like a chilling wind. Their fortified convoy was not being hunted from the sky. No Ukrainian missile, no jet, no long-range artillery had unleashed a shot. There were no contrails, no shadows overhead, no signatures on Nebo M. The threat originated from below. One junior lieutenant peered over the railing, his eyes narrowing as he scanned the fog curling beneath the bridge. He saw nothing, no movement, no metal, no light. But he sensed it, the escalating unease, the nagging feeling that they had entered something meticulously designed for them. In the command net, silence enveloped them. The silence enveloped the battlefield, a somber understanding settling among troops that control had slipped away. Across the river, within a concealed Ukrainian command unit, AI indicators glowed, confirmation codes racing across the screen like vital signs. The trap unfolded flawlessly. The Russians had awakened to a harsh reality. The attack wasn't falling from above. The true menace lay just beneath them. The command transmitted like a pulse in the dark. No words, no human doubt, just a stark order. Remain on standby beneath the Nipro Bridge. The Ukrainian drones transitioned from idle to ready, their microservos humming as 3 attack cells aligned with precision. Cell 1 aimed at the densely packed Russian ammunition trucks. Cell 2 targeted the exposed fuel tankers. Cell 3 locked in on its objective. Anchored at the rear of the convoy, each drone stood resolute, machine-like in their patience, poised for the ultimate command. Above on the bridge, the Russian convoy trudged forward until physics and logistics aligned, just as Ukraine had foreseen. Days prior, the notorious Kamaz tires of the Russian army, worth $350 each, finally succumbed to the weight they bore, heat and pressure. One truck faltered, another hissed, and a third shuddered to a stop in less than 30 seconds. The colossal convoy jammed into a tangle of halted engines and obstructed lanes, precisely where Ukraine's AI had predicted. Exactly when it was needed. Russian officers shouted commands over radios, but the airwaves crackled with static and frantic voices. Drivers exited their vehicles to assess the situation, oblivious to their entry into a concealed kill zone near a Panzer S-1 air defense system valued at $15 million. A junior operator detected a flicker on his screen, a slender line of noise across the waveform. He interpreted it as a drone threat. His captain dismissed it as mere river interference, but instinct overcame protocol, prompting the operator to switch to active search mode. The radar dipped momentarily, just enough to capture a faint target return. He fired. The missile howled from its launcher and struck a Ukrainian decoy, created for merely $50. The explosion unfolded beneath the bridge, loud but in vain. Achieving Ukraine's critical objective, it startled the entire Russian convoy. Alarms blared, radio chatter erupted, soldiers scrambled for defense. Trucks screeched to a halt, trapping the convoy in a metallic labyrinth. The Russians had no understanding of their foe, unaware of the threat's origin, but convinced the attack had commenced. They were partly right. The assault was yet to start. However, the stage was perfectly set. That data flowed straight to an S-400 launcher, its operators unwavering. A missile, valued at $2,500,000, roared upwards before diving at Mach 12. A hypersonic force designed to eliminate fighter jets, facing only a handful of $600 drones. It should have been a total rout, an absolute triumph. It wasn't. As the missile advanced, the lead Ukrainian drone initiated Protocol Omega-7, a desperate maneuver meant for no human hand. A hatch opened, deploying a $27,000 AL-50-tow decoy tethered by a 100-foot fiber optic line. The decoy illuminated the missile's seeker, amplifying the radar signature 100-fold. To the S-400, the small drone vanished in an instant. The decoy became the singular target in existence. The missile veered violently, correcting its course before crashing into the false signal. In a conflagration that brightened the riverbank like dawn, a $3 million weapon was lost to a deceptive fishing line lure in the Russian convoy. Confusion erupted into chaos. Within the Ukrainian command van, a single icon turned green in the blink of an eye. The final command illuminated the screen. Execute. The results arrived in a violent heartbeat as the execution command surged across the network. 11 Ukrainian drones ascended from beneath the bridge. Their target was not trucks or soldiers. It was the very spine of the structure. Each drone struck its designated impact point, detonating a shaped charge costing $1,000, carving precise holes through the reinforced concrete. Then came the true weapon. A calculated 1-second delay allowed shockwaves to converge. In the tight space between the river and the bridge deck, a trapped pressure chamber formed, with the blast folding in on itself, amplifying to nearly 5,000 psi, a force no column on Earth can withstand. When the bridge finally succumbed, it collapsed into the raging river. The shockwaves surged across both banks, sending families sprinting along the shoreline, desperate to find missing loved ones. For the first time, Russian and Ukrainian rescue teams worked as one, rescuing civilians from falling debris and toxic smoke billowing over the water in nearby villages. Children wrapped scarves tightly around their ears, shaking from the echoes reverberating through the valley. As the fire faded and the first light graced the shattered span, one question loomed above the quiet ruins. In a conflict defined by AI and low-cost drones, who truly pays the price? The battling armies or the innocent caught in the crossfire?